happy with me. Because I'm talking about things that people need to know about. Oh gosh, I'm funny. Well, spirit people are funny, so haha. There you go. But anyway, I hope that this lasts a little bit longer. Because I kind of want, after I'm done with one of my errands, is just drive around. Because I tend to do that. I like to drive around. But anyway, um, yeah. So news started to get skewed, um, for ratings. Okay, people started to say like, well, we need to do something to get more viewerships, and that's kind of where it all started. I would like to think in the 80s, right? And I'm not saying that they don't tell the truth. I'm saying that some of the stuff that they tell us wasn't necessary, or it was skewed. Like I said, that's the best word I can come up with that. And because it was skewed, it really changed at least the United States in a lot of ways. I believe it contributed a lot to more things like racism, sexism, socioeconomic development, because news got skewed. And the hunt for more news first. And because a lot of people were already groomed to believe that the news is always the truth and that the news is supposed to provide us with information, right? So put all of those things together, and of course that makes for not the best of situations in the United States. And I know I keep saying in the United States. And some people will say or claim, oh, well, in certain countries, the government runs the news. I'm like, yeah, that's true, but money runs the news here. And do you think that's any better? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's any better. So, news is run by money. Okay? Here in the United States. And I think what I really wanted to get at, but I needed you to, know more of my backstory about the news and how I can speak on it. I'm not saying no one can speak on the news, but I'm just saying I have a lot of experience around understanding what the news and what broadcast and what entertainment is about that a lot of people don't know about, and how I can watch certain things with a critical eye or a discerning eye, because I've got this background around it. And spiritual people will already automatically tell you that, yeah, the news brainwashes people, but they're not telling you why, because maybe they don't know why. And this is why I am also saying, giving you my background, because I understand the history. That's why it's important to know history, friends out there. History of a lot of things. I'm a why person. And when I teach students, I almost like, and they're the ones that are the most defiant when they ask why. Okay? So you need to know why. Spiritual people will say that news is brainwashing people. That's why. Okay? So go back and watch the first part of my video. And I think I was listening to a podcast this week, and I'll just say this. So I've said this before in other videos that starting in about 2016, 15, I started curating my news a little bit tighter on social media. Now you kind of can imagine why, but I was like, you know what? I just need a better life. I started upgrading in a lot of different ways. And again, if you've been watching my videos, nutritionally, And then mentally dietly, that's a part of the mental diet, friends, is like you don't have to watch all the news all the time. So I started curating my social media a lot and very directedly, knowing that something was about to go down, and I just didn't want to just keep continuing in it. Now what I did do, at least with Facebook, was I started choosing news outlets that were purposely not United States oriented, or at least home based. So I had to be, and still do, have the BBC. I have Al Jazeera, excuse me. I have the AP News. Now, this is, again, something that a lot of people don't realize. The AP News is the news that all the other United States outlets gets their news from. So I'm going straight to the source. So there's those three. And then I'm trying to remember, I think I had another. And I think I have NPR. And then I think I have another. I can't recall what it is. So between those outlets, I felt more comfortable consuming news. And like I said, that was about 2016. So I felt more comfortable consuming news because I was getting news from around the world. And that's another big issue that I do tend to have with people in the United States. It's like, y'all have no idea what's going on around the world and all this other stuff at the time, okay? And they would just always talk about gas prices, food prices. It's like, if you were paying attention. Now, I'm going to drop something on you. Look, when 2020 hit and everybody was sitting at home, of course, the price of gas dropped so low. If you remember, you can look it up, that they had to pay people to hold the gas. I wish I had some money at that time because I would have been one of them, okay? So that was in 2020. A year later, the news outlets are reporting all this. Oh, the price of gas is going up. The price of gas is going up. The price of gas is going up. Scaring people. But they forgot just a year ago that the gas prices dropped so low that they had to pay people to hold the gas. See, that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. It's like, you got to take real, like, I don't say critical, but discerning eye when you take in information. It was just a year prior, and that's what I have to tell people when they come at me or talk to me about certain things. I'm like, do you not remember a year ago we were all sitting at home and they were looking for people to hold the gas, and they were paying them to hold the gas because they had so much and the prices dropped down so low? Do you not remember that? Because I remember. Okay. So yeah, when people come at me about certain things, I was like, it's coming back up to normal the way it was when people were actually on the road, right? Okay. Perspective, or big picture, bigger perspective. That's one thing when it comes to the news. I really would love to have people have a bigger perspective of the news, those of who are consuming it. Now, there are people who don't consume the news at all, and I feel like there are things you do need to know out there, okay? Like politics, and back to, again, if you watch my other live, there are things that we do need to know that are important, like laws being passed, and why are they being passed, like those kind of things. Like, seriously, like, I feel like there needs to be this happy medium of consumption of information and news that would benefit everybody, you know? Sorry. I need more water, but I drank it all. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I probably will cut this short because like I said, I'm gonna go driving and the weather's already starting to look bad. But my thing is this, like I said from the podcast this week said I've already stopped watching a lot of televised news. Only because again, I can pick up what I need through the radio now. And then think of this. If the news you're consuming is giving you big emotions, and I probably will do a different live about this, because they do want to incite emotions, and then that's the deeper element of the news. It's not just because of ratings. Ratings are based on your emotional involvement. Okay? People don't invest in things unless they are emotionally involved. That's what over the years people have learned about television and radio and content in general. So if you are angry about the news or angry about certain politicians out there, then of course you're going to tune in again and keep watching and keep consuming and all the other stuff, right? So then there is that emotional element to news. I challenge you. Now, again, I just got this insight too this past week where if you can't personally do some kind of action around the news you're consuming, then maybe you shouldn't be consuming it. Okay? So when people hear about crime is up in certain cities or whatever, believe it or not, there are things we as regular people, citizens, can do. Okay? So I'm not saying don't, but I feel like if it's bringing you big feelings, then maybe you should be doing something about what you're hearing. But if you're choosing not to, then maybe you should not consume it. Because now this is what I'm now seeing on social media. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but Facebook has this way of, if you are on a certain news outlet or anything really, a page or something like that, and then the people that you're friends with are also on that page, that Facebook will show you what your friends are commenting on and saying. This is the sad part to me, that I'm sitting and watching a lot of people who I'm friends with on Facebook spin their wheels on these sites, arguing with people I know they don't know, and they're expending their emotionals, like selves, into it, and still not doing anything about it. That's what I'm talking about. It's the waste, the exhausting of your emotions. I find that to be a waste. Let me say that one more time before I end this. At least Facebook has this feature to where if you are on, I'm going to just name a random one, AP. If I'm on the AP page and I've liked it and I want to receive content from it on my news feed, and my friend Billy Bob is also on it, and he has decided to like that page and receive content from it, if Billy Bob decides to have an internet argument with somebody on the AP news feed about an article or something, I see it. I see it. And like I said, I've seen it, and then I see the repercussions of other people's behaviors in real life. Now, behind just them just always having these emotional outbursts in a format that is not helpful for them. Because now, yeah, I see people that I see in real life, how they are, their personalities, and their moods, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a lot of oh goodness, a lot of text now. So I just want to leave you with that. Okay, I hope you watch the other so you know why I'm saying what I'm saying and why I don't want to say authority. That feels too strong, but I feel like I have a lot of background knowledge around what I'm saying to you about the media and as a spiritual person. So spiritual people say, yeah, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But they don't give you reasons why. And I like to think I'm a little bit kind of on the in-between. It's like I want to know, here are the reasons why. Again, that's why I watch the news in the first place. But anyway, I've learned how to watch the news. And even now, hearing that new current kind of drop of knowledge, I'm like, yeah, if I can't do anything about it, or if I choose not to do anything about it, then why am I consuming this? Why am I taking this in? How does this pertain to me? Like, truly me, in a way that I can do something about it. Okay? Because some people will sit there and watch news and just spin their wheels, or read news and spin their wheels and get mad and go online and argue with people and not do anything, and then they're, dopamine rush and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's damaging, y'all. It's damaging. And that's what I mean by it all. All right, so I gotta go. Take care, y'all. I got things to do with my life. Oh my goodness. Bye.